Today's video is for those of you who are contemplating purchasing the Speedy 30 bag, but first want to see how much stuff you can actually fit in it. So this is the Speedy 30 full, and as you can see, it looks pretty full, but it's actually only filled up to about here. And the reason why is because if you fill this all the way to the top, not only is it a bit arduous to go around and find things in it, but it's also very heavy. So at this point, this weighs just about maximum what I would have, given that you have to wear it on your arm like this or actually hold it in your hand. So I guess I'll open it up and give you a view. So like I said, this isn't quite all the way full. It actually pats down to there's about 4 inches. And first, I'll go over what I have in this little pocket here. I keep this as my keys pocket. My keys are very large. I have my car key, which is very big, and then I also have, my apartment has an electronic entry system. So this key here is pretty large, and just all together, they're pretty big. So I always keep them in there. I don't have a key ring that fits on the D-ring, but there is a nice D-ring on this side. So if you did have some sort of keychain that would just easily snap on and off of that, that would be a perfect place to keep your keys as well. The second thing that I keep in my bag at all times is I always have a scarf. I keep a scarf because I'm really cold-blooded, and so I tend to get chilly a lot, but also because I live in a city where downpours or lots of rain are very, very common. And I will throw these over my hair, just kind of like this. It doesn't look the best, but it protects your hair from a little bit of the rain when you're just caught with an umbrella, which actually, us in the Northwest don't actually own a lot of umbrellas, surprisingly. I also like scarves, not necessarily for this bag, but for my other Neverfull bag. I'll take a scarf and I'll put it at the top and I'll tuck it around all of my items in the bag. And the reason why I do that is because people can't look into your bag, but it's also nice. It adds a little bit of security so people can't see, and they also can't grab things right out of your bag. It's just the one extra little measure of security that I like. It adds a little something, especially if you don't have a bag that zips. The other thing that I think that you really need if you have a Speedy bag is some sort of wristlet or pouch to keep a lot of your little items in. I actually carry around 2 phones with me, and so I keep them in here. I have the BlackBerry for work and the iPhone for personal. The BlackBerry doesn't lock very well, and oftentimes I've dialed people, especially if it's just at the bottom of my bag. I've pocket dialed all the time. Given that it's a work phone, that's not appropriate, so I keep it inside of this pouch, and it just cuts down on those unnecessary calls. I also keep all sorts of lip glosses in here, just little things like this. They'll roll around and you'll lose them. Also, with the interiors of these bags, you want to keep them in good condition, and if you have these just floating out, I'm afraid that one of them would stay in the bag, so I'd rather have it stay in the inside of this little juicy zip as opposed to staining my actual interior of the Speedy. I carry my passport around with me. It's just something I always do. I also always have some lotion on me. So all these little things just go right in here, and then I can zip it. I can also grab this one and go. So sometimes on the back pocket, I'll slot in some credit cards or some little cards or cash, and then I can just take that for lunch or take it if I'm running an errand. I'll also always have reading materials with me. So right now I'm reading this book. It's a very depressing book, but it's a good book. It's in Spanish, but it's about all the murders and the situation in Juarez, Mexico. I think it's important to learn about things like that and just know about the world around us. I also have my Kindle, so for electronic reading, the Kindle Fire, so it's a bit larger than the normal Kindle, but inside of its case, it adds a bit of bulk, but it fits really nicely inside this bag. And then I also, I always carry National Geographic magazine with me. I've had a subscription since I was about 9 years old. That was my dad's idea of a great birthday present for a 9-year-old kid. And while I didn't appreciate it then, I do now, Dad. So I always have this, but a regular magazine would also fit in the bag. So as you can see from the side, I mean, you could easily fit it in. You could also kind of smoosh it. A lot of people also put magazines at the bottom of their bag to make sure that the bag doesn't droop. My bag, as I showed you before, I mean, it has a bit of a sag right now, but it doesn't when it's completely full onto the sides. So I haven't found that a big issue for myself. Of course, everyone has one of these in their bag. I actually carry my wallet, like everyone else. I have a large wallet, so if you look at it in comparison to the size of the bag, it fits perfectly in there. So no matter what size your wallet is, it's clearly going to fit in here. And I just have to take a moment to plug this Kate Spade wallet. I don't know if you can see it very well, but this thing looks brand new, and I've actually worn it for about 7 to 8 years. it is in impeccable condition. It's just a beautiful classic wallet. So kudos to Kate Spade for making a quality product. Just a couple other things. So I have my iPod. This is a brick of an iPod. I always carry it around with me and just throw it in the bottom of the bag. Although I just realized I don't even have headphones, so I could not listen to it, but I would have it. And then lastly, I have my sunglasses case. So I have these beautiful Dior sunglasses. One recommendation that I would have is that if you do have sunglasses or something fragile within your bag, be very careful and make sure that they have a hard or some sort of a sturdy case, because everything, even if you put it at the top of the bag, it tends to kind of rotate in there and squish down. So having some sort of harder case will protect your valuable items. So that was the last item in my bag. So as you can see, there was quite a bit in there, and the interior of the bag is all empty now. Overall, I think that it's a perfect size. It just fits everything that you could possibly need, but not too much. I mean, sometimes there are bags and I'm just grabbing stuff off the shelves just to put in it because I feel like I need to fill it and give it a bit more bulk. This is not one of those bags. This has a great shape, even if you have only a few items in it, but it also fits a lot of things. So whatever you would need it for, it's perfect. So hopefully that was helpful to some of you, and thanks for watching.